Hey there, everybody. Real quick, I just wanted to say thank you all for stopping by, clicking, subscribing. It's really nice. I'm really glad to have you, and it feels good to have all of you with us. I just want to take a moment to say how much I appreciate you, and if there's something that I can cover for you that you feel is missing from another show or another channel or another explanation of mine, please feel free to reach out. I want this to be about us, not just me. So, yeah, thank you all. As you can see, it is pouring. I'll stick a view of the storm that's moving in right about here. But I wanted to show you guys what some of those spaces look like now that we're getting a current downpour, and see if we can see anything. So I'm making my way back to that bottom westmost corner of the property, and I'll see you guys there in a minute. Alright, so we're almost to the edge. I'm not seeing any real pooling as of yet in these main drainage courses, but if that center of the storm passes over us, I would be shocked if we didn't have water traveling along this. Now I can see in here that something has moved some of the things we've been putting. Something like that can be enough to slow the water that's coming through this channel and making its way out. And it does get shallower over here. You can see we're up on a bank that I've slowly been trying to define better and better. But in here, as we get to some of the lower soils where there's a lot of sedimentary piling, so all the topsoil from all the way up there that comes down and washes down and comes through these channels, when there's nothing in the way, it'll bring clay and topsoil down into these ruts. And then anywhere that we're able to do something like this and stop it flowing, even for a few moments as it diffuses through, will net us a huge benefit in the amount of time that the soil gets to soak it all in. For anyone who is sensitive to the camera going in and out of focus, I'm really, really sorry. The rain is definitely playing havoc. But so, we're seeing the results here, and you can see that there's water piled up right against this embankment right here. But on the other side, there's no movement. There's just more still puddles that are gathering. And so I think that some of these interchanges and interplays where we've just been stacking little bits of debris so that we have catchment area. This looks promising. It feels good. And when I look at these spaces where the tree roots are doing much the same thing, I'm seeing water stop against where we are and where we're going, and I'm watching there be next to no travel. This route has a bit of open space underneath it, so I'm going to take a moment and just pack that a little bit just to shore it up. So back in a tick. It might be a little tough to see with all of the drops adding to it, but if you watch some of these bubbles, there's already a tiny bit of flow heading this direction. We are currently at the boundary of the property, over the boundary of the property. So everything up into that dense forest right there is us. We're going to trace it all back. We're going to chase it, but I am completely soaked through. Oh, my backside is still dryish. That means I can't possibly be done showing you guys stuff. Let me make my way up slope. There's a I'll call it a magical feeling when you have wood chips that are really starting to soak in the water. So in the spaces where our carbon sponge is deposited for the most part, this is feeling floaty. I can feel the amount of water that is moving laterally in between these wood chips, which is something to consider if you're doing this, so that the water will travel zigzaggy patterns back and forth because of the way that the wood chips integrate and interlock. So that is a consideration, but in these spaces, it's feeling good. There's a textural difference between really crispy chips and some soggy ones, and I'm liking where we're feeling and what we're feeling like. So far, I don't see evidence of very much in the way of the needles washing against this, but this will be something that we'll follow up with depending on how the storm tracks. Let's go take a look at the pond. So you can see the water level of the pond is considerably higher than last time. The hose right there is flowing the normal channel. This is the little curvy bit where the drainage from uphill goes, and we'll take a look at the river that's coming down the driveway as well before we wrap things up. But this is a huge amount of water. Yesterday when I was down here, the water was around this plant here and had really not risen this high up the slope. So this is incredible. Incredible. I feel so good about this. Guys, I can't wait to share this pond finalized with you. I think it's going to be great. Let's go take a look at the driveway and where that's directing water for us. So here is the overflow from the driveway. You can see that I start off by slowing it with a little bit of the chips right here, but all the way up, we have all of our plants kind of gathered in ways to send it around and through and kind of block it before it all comes to this lowest corner.
I got one to leave right now.
Okay. All right, guys, I'm being told that I have to stop playing in the rain. We're going for dinner, so we'll catch back with you soon. Again, thanks all. Hope you're well. Till next time, happy planting.